Alright guys, so there are gonna be some changes of plans. Alright, my mission now is to complete this and be done with it. Alright, no more thinking or deciding, because I already have decided, and things will be different now. Okay, my ScoPod 62 will not be going here. As you can see, I already replaced the rear chassis brace. You guys with Losi 5Ts platforms, if you want to run a ScoPod engine, you have to use the ScoPod rear chassis brace, which is shorter, so the engine fits here neat. So as you can see, I got the Turbo Racing back on here. Yes, it was chromed. And what else? We have a few minor things. We gotta hook up my steering still. We have to throw that arm on. We still have to hook up electronics. But my main thing is throwing the engine on here and doing the rims and tires. I'm gonna be putting my Bishop slicks here. Okay. Little by little, you guys will know why I'm doing these changes and what's coming next. All right. But for now, this is what I'll be showing you guys. All right, this is actually slowing me down, but I feel like I should show you guys what's going on. Maybe somebody or some newbie will come across something that may help them. So this is my chrome engine that you guys seen. This is an older modified OBR engine from at least 7 years ago, 6 to 7 years ago now. Still runs great. It's a G290. My buddy Sean from one of the group chats I belong to actually just gave me some good info and a great deal, great price on DDM. Has a beautiful ESP big bore head kit for this. But believe me, if I had it here today, I would do it. I would do that right now. But I don't have it, and I don't have time for that. One day, I will be doing this engine over. All right, it's a great engine. It runs great still today. It's in great shape. Look at that beautiful piston. It is old. It's been through a lot. I raced with this engine, and I have bashed with this engine. And this engine also has sat for 2 years in storage. It's got a new modified carburetor. It's got the RB intake, and that's it. So I'm going to clean this. I'm going to bring this out to the garage. I'm going to clean air, spray it down with some brake cleaner, and just give it a nice little scrub with a wire brush. All right, it's not bad. I've done friends' cars, and that were way worse in shape than this. All right, so I like my stuff clean, and I'm also going to be hand polishing this because this is still not too bad. All right, I do have a video of probably a year ago or so of me polishing all this. All right, but I'll probably use like Nevadull on this. I want to get it nice and clean. I did lube this. All right, and this is the old school Turtle Racing setup. It works great. There's no complaints. Breathes well. We'll get plenty of air in here. All right. I lubed it so far with this 3-on-1 lock dry lube. All right. I kind of like it because it penetrates. Then once it's in there, it'll dry and stay lubricated dry. So that'll prevent from dust. That'll help dust not stick to this. You know what I'm saying? So this is very good, but I have sprayed the hell out of this. This is on a bushing here, and I may just I won't take it apart. You can take the Turtle Racing ones apart and really lube the inside's good, but it's really good. But I think I'm gonna throw some graphite lube in here. All right, I have some graphite spray that'll get in there, work its way in there, and then once you let it dry, it'll turn into like graphite. You know, you guys know what graphite is. So if you don't, it's like a number 2 pencil. The graphite, the black part. All right, grind it up. That powdery residue. That's what graphite is. All right, to give you guys that have no idea what that is, an idea. And that's it, man. So I may not be using this intake. I might as well use my Crazy Stews intake. I didn't think I was going to use this soon, but I may have to just swap her on there if I have time. If not, I'm just going to set this up like this so I can get this out of my way. I need that stand. all right, because we have new things coming. I need that stand cleared up, all right. I wish now I had that freaking thing all done by now, but I'm kind of glad I'm not running the skull pod motor in there, but maybe I should have. Maybe I should just put that skull pod on there, because the skull pod, it's going to be hard to find. There are no outerwears made for that engine, so I may have to make some stuff work. You know, I may have to grab some old outerwears, you know, or buy new ones for these motors and just cut these up and make them work. You know, make my own to work on there somehow. But what else? Yeah, so that's it. So let me get busy. I'm gonna go clean this up. I'm also gonna use one of my DarkSoul lightweight flywheels here that I had planned to use on my Baja builds. Might as well just put one on here now. At least I could do that. Throw a lightweight flywheel here, and let's see how she goes. Alright, just remove the outerwear that's been on here for a while. The Velcro looks good. I'm just going to take it outside and some writing on the crankcase there. Okay, see that? Old OBR right here on the crankcase. Before the Turbo Racing crankcases. Yeah, I do not remember, and I can't get what the hell that top word says. I could see the OBR in the bottom. Alright, so I'm basically just gonna spray this down with some brake cleaner, get a wire brush, just clean, brush off as much as I can of that, and I will throw some brake cleaner into my clutch bell there. I'm gonna try not to remove all this and blow everything out with my air compressor. Alright guys, so I can read that much better now. It says full mod. Okay? It's an old OBR G290 that they used. Full bolt. Full mod. Their full mod build that they did a while back. Alright, nowadays their motors come all tattooed up and shit thanks to Turbo Racing. Alright. Alright, back here at my workbench. You can see, nice and clean. Much better now. I may hit this a little bit now with the Nevidol a little bit, just a little bit. I'm gonna double check my Velcro. It is old, but she's still on there pretty good. And if it starts coming out, what I do is some Gorilla Glue. I'll use some of this stuff. This stuff is awesome. Well, it's a must. A must in your workshop. Alright, so. And you can even use tire glue, but the Gorilla stuff really holds up. And that's it. Everything nice and clean. The seal is cleaned. Alright, so we're going to put this flywheel on. Guys, make sure you grab a torque wrench. Don't put this shit on hand tight. Come on guys. Don't do that. Get a torque wrench, set your torque. Alright, you can use Newton meters, inch pounds, whatever. Today I'm going to be using inch pounds. The flywheel, we're going to be torquing her down to 80 inch pounds. Alright. Here's the stock one. I'll show a comparison to the DarkSoul flywheel. Here's the DarkSoul, made in the USA, Lightning flywheel, and what's the DBM? Alright, I have another one here that's new. Alright, this one here I had for a while. There we go. So if you guys go to DDM, that's the part number, DR362. Okay. You can get other Lightning flywheels, but I've used the others in the past, and this seems to be the lightest, better finished, nicer one, better quality one right here. All right, let's open this sucker up. Okay, so feels already a big difference. All right, but don't forget, guys, if you have problems overheating, do not use this. All right, at a certain cost. I wouldn't recommend having this on the new Losi 5B because your engines run hotter in that platform. But we should have no issues on the 5T or Bajas or something that's a little bit more open. All right, so as you can see, yeah, she's been cut out pretty damn good. All right, so definitely a must use outerwears. Okay, because if you get a rock in here, it's going to be easier to break this flywheel than it is one that's full with bigger fins on it. Okay, as you can see, this has bigger fins, a lot of air moving over there. Obviously, when you have a lot of air in here, your engine's going to run cooler. So, look what happened. Boom. That's a big difference in air flow. She'll still put out air, but just not like that. All right, let's do a side by side comparison. Okay, so here's the side by side. All right, big difference in size. I wish I had my wife's measuring thing to give you guys a comparison and actual weight difference, but I don't know, this one, it's not that heavy anyway, but it's not that much heavier. But well, the main reason why I want to put this here is because it'll spin quicker. Your engine will spin quicker, so it'll help with performance gains, you know. So all right, so man, look at that, it's all been cut out big time. Nice, also a nice fresh new magnet. Should also help with some spark. I don't need to, but I wish I had a new coil. I would just put a new coil here, just for kicks, for the heck of it. I did have a new coil, but I let my buddy needed it, and he took it. So he has it. So if I would have had it, I would have definitely now dropped a new coil here, just for no headaches. Because you got to remember, this sucker here it's over 6 years old, you know. So it's over 6 years old, and the motor still runs great. So I'm gonna put some Loctite here. All right, and yeah, now about blue. All right, we're gonna put the pin on. And this is the flywheel nut that we got. It's a 1/2 inch. Okay, I got a deep socket and shorty, but I'm gonna use the 6-point socket. All right, instead of the 12. All right, it'll just make sure they're both 6-point sockets. If you have the 12 has more options, more teeth on it, but it also has a greater risk of stripping and having a little play to it. So I want this nice and snug, even though it's not going to be that much pounds, that much force. But every time I torque something, a bolt with a torque wrench, I make sure I have a tight socket. All right, so 6-point. All right, it'll just fit exactly there. There's no chance of rooms or for mistake or error. See that? It's just locked in there. All right, so make sure this is cleaned out good. If you have to, you can put a little glue here, but we're gonna try to put it because you don't want this to come out. This is your flywheel key. All right, you got to put it in that hole in the crankshaft. Put pressure and make sure it's in there. Don't be playing around with that. Now when you put your old flywheel or a new flywheel on, make sure you get in there nice and even. So look for this hole here and align it up. Alright, so like this, if you go like this, it might be impossible to look, so take advantage of your of these holes here. Alright, and see if you can peek in there through one of these windows. Like right there, boom, I see it right there. Where's my camera? Okay. Anyway, the video can't see it, but I could see it. Oh, maybe you could. Yep, right there, boom. Alright, so I'm going to look at that. I'm going to make sure that's like that, and then I'm going to go like this. Go like this. Oh, there it is. We can see from here. Right. See my unprofessional video here. Boom. Look at that. Come on, get in there. Alright, so you guys got the idea. I'm going to have to do this two-handed. Alright. Okay, so keep an eye on that. Make sure your key does not come out. It stays in there. I had to actually hold it down with a pin, right, to snug her in. It's got to work its way in the flywheel. Alright, into this groove here. Alright, see that? That's it. Hold pressure there. Tight. Get your flywheel nut ready. So that's a nice one, nice lightweight one. Okay guys, so you got your flywheel nut in there. You got your torque wrench. It's set to 80 inch-pounds. Boom. Okay, so now I'm gonna hold this sucker down with my left hand, and with my right hand, righty-tighty, tighten her up until I hear a click, and that's when I'll know she's set. Right? Simple. All good. Okay? All good. Use the short one. Yeah, well, plenty of space now, man, with a smaller flywheel. A lot of room in here. All right. Obviously, I'm not going to throw this out. Save this. All right. If I ever do have a Losi 5B, the new buggy, if I ever want to try this engine out on it, because this motor revs pretty good and it has a little bit of torque. It pushes the 5T very well with a 20-tooth pinion. Pushes it very well. But I think it would be pretty damn nice, even though it's old. It runs still very well on a 5B. And if I would ever try this engine on a 5B Losi, I would definitely remove this flywheel and put the stock one back on, just because of the extra air. All right, because on those buggies, they tend to run hotter. Okay, so yeah, never throw your stuff out. Plus, you never know, maybe a buddy of yours, or maybe yourself, or maybe one day you bust out a new fit scale. You're out there bashing. You didn't took the time to go over your brand new car. You forgot, or didn't feel like, or didn't want to wait for your outerwears to come in or pick them up. Alright, so let's just say you forgot to put your outerwears. You're out there bashing, you did your break-in, you're running your stuff. A rock goes in there, chips a flywheel tooth. What are you going to do? Buy a new flywheel? Meanwhile, you have one already in stock, understand? I do know people that throw their shit out when they're done. Like this here, that guy would throw this out. You know, every now and then I would like to go to his house and look through his garbage pails, because every now and then I would come out of there with goodies, with flywheels and this and that. Sometimes old 990 carbs, because he runs pump gas and ethanol, and the pump gas screws up your diaphragms, the rubber. Anything with ethanol will mess up rubber and paper, and so this guy, instead of rebuilding his carbs, he would just throw them out and get new ones. You know, he would just replace carburetors. So I would go there, go through his garbage pail. I call his garbage pail a can of goodies. I would grab, I would see what carburetors he would throw out, pick them up, rebuild them, and they would be good. But yeah, so anyway, let's do the coil. All right, the coil, we're going to also torque it, but we're going to install the coil like a gentleman. All right, We're not going to be running no business cards, none of that shit. Alright, I'm going to show you. Like a gentleman. Part number from DDM. Get a Zenoa Flywheel air gap gauge tool. Alright? Just a gauge tool. I have plenty of these in my garage, other gauges, but this here I'll keep with my RC stuff, because what this is a gauge. And sometimes with business cards, you can over crush them and you won't have the accurate. I mean, it'll work. Sometimes I've seen people install coils loose or put them too tight, all right, but with the pressure and mess up their flywheels and mess up their coils underneath, and all of a sudden they're at the bash event, all right, early in the morning, they're having issues, right? They're over there stuck. They can't run their shit because of a lousy mistake, all right? Something that they could have prevented. So try to do things right the first time, and like a gentleman. So this is the gauge tool. All right, boom. I put this here, fold it. I'll put the coil, let the coil get sucked up by the magnet of the flywheel. Okay. And then I'll install the first bolt on the bottom. The first bolt that you want to screw is the lower one. All right. Make sure you run your these plastic shims that come with them. Do not forget. All right. Some guys, when they remove the coil, they actually lose them. It falls into the engine. Then they forget about it. Then they just install the coil to the metal. Do not do that. Wow. That magnet just sucked this coil like it was nothing. So make sure each screw, top and bottom, on this side, you want to put your plastic in between the head and the coil. All right, don't put it like from here. Put it from here, like this. All right, put it just like this. All right, and then you put it to your motor. All right. Okay, over here, about to install the coil. I just want to show you guys. Yes, I do put blue Loctite. I put a little bit on the bolts for my coil. All right, I'm not gonna risk having this come in loose. It doesn't hurt. I don't know. There is no big deal using blue Loctite here. I never have any issues. Okay, so once your coil is on, do not tighten it. Keep it loose. All right, with that plate, make sure it has enough plate, and so that way it could be adjusted. See, going up and down, up and down. Now you're going to see that here. Look, see that? All right, so like a gentleman, we're going to use the correct feeler gauge. Then we're going to do this here. I'm going to lift it up. I'm going to turn the flywheel around so the magnet touches that, sucks in the coil, and then the first screw I'm going to tighten is the bottom. Okay, I'm going to snug that one, and then I'm going to snug the top. Then we're going to bust out the torque wrench once again, and we're going to torque that down to 50 inch-pounds. Okay, so let me just show you how it looks. See how the coil's lifted? All right, the feeler gauge is on there. Now look, I'm going to turn the flywheel around. Once the magnet starts coming around, it's going to grab it and suck that coil in. So that's how you know when your shit is gauged right, gapped right. Watch. See that? Boom. Sucked it right in. Alright, this ain't no business card crap. This is a certain type of metal here. It will definitely prevent it from over crushing compared to a business card. Alright, so it's just a more accurate reading with the proper tools. Okay, let me snug this guy down. Let's snug the bottom. Snug the top. Got a lot of stuff to do. A little bit of time. The day just flew by today. Just snug her up. Snug it. Now I'm gonna adjust my torque wrench. I'll be right back. Alright guys, so when I set and torque down my coil, I set my torque wrench to 50 inch-pounds. Okay? Alright, so then I'll torque down the bottom first. There you go. Torque the bottom first and then the top. Okay, with the torque wrench, you stop when she clicks. See that? Done. Okay. That's it. There it is. Nice feeler gauge. Put it away. You can. It's got a hole where you can hang on your pegboard, or you can put it back in your bag. Store it away. All right. Now I'm gonna put my Turtle Racing pull start mechanism back over here. All right. Alright, I didn't get to do my graphite dry spray lube, but I do have plenty of this in there. Alright, so it'll be alright. And that's it. So I gotta button this up. Just like that. With the screw, make sure you clean your threads before you put Loctite and reuse them. All right. Alright, so we got a kill switch over here. I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't had a kill switch for myself in years. I do install a lot of them for people. Let me just show you the one I'm putting on here. It's a Top Speed RC World. It's really freaking cheap. Decent price, very simple to use. And I've done them before for people. I also have others. I got Horizon Hobby ones. I've done many of them. This is just super easy for me. You know, I don't have patience for certain electronics. So what I am going to do to this, I'm going to get some silicone and fill this hole up, so it'll help make it somewhat waterproof. All right, hopefully it'll help that out, because I do get my stuff dirty and I do wash them with Simple Green, water, WD-40, and spray silicone. Right, I do not put WD-40 on my plastics, only on the electronics, but I do spray everything with spray silicone. So I want to fill these holes up with clear silicone, glue silicone, not lubricant. I don't have it here with me now, but I'll get that soon. And just a close-up. Okay, I just put this on. I had to sand these down. It was very old. Alright, original. Alright, so that's it. If it fails, I'll take it out and never use one again, because in the past when we raced, we got tired of the electronics of these fail-safes causing us problems, giving us failures, preventing from engines to run. So okay, so next job, I'm gonna be using some Neverdull. It's just quicker and easier right now at the moment. There are other stuff that you could use. Okay, I do not feel like putting this to my wheel outside. There's no need. I'll do the best I can by hand. You guys could use mothers, you could use whatever, but can't go wrong with this. Always good to have around, right, in your garage and your toolbox. So simple. Alright, so what you want to do is just start rubbing it. See it? See that? Start cleaning your metals. The more you rub, the better. I like to go until it starts becoming a black residue. Let me just show you. See? It's starting to get little. You can do this 2, 3, 4 times. The more you do it, the better. All right, let me just show you and make sure you have a look at it. See that? Make sure you have carbon microfiber cloth. Let me go get mine. All right, so I'll let this dry a little bit. All right, a little dry, and then look. Yeah, and just keep doing it until you're happy with it. Alright guys, so just a quick look. Came out pretty good. It was a lot of rubbing. Alright. Damn, almost went outside and freaking fired up my real polishing wheel. But yeah, it's alright. Okay. Could be better, but that's fine. It's just gonna get dirty again. Next time I'll polish it real good on my machine again. I have done a video already in the past. Or I may just chrome it, be done with it. Alright? Chroming, you don't have to keep polishing your freaking aluminum. Alright, so. Okay, moving forward, I'm just snugging her all up. Putting all my chrome accessories back on this engine here. This heart. Alright. She ain't new, but she's a goodie. She's a good one still. Alright. I have my fingerprints all over this, so I'll wipe her off a little better and get her going. Alright. So I want to get these wires out of the way. Yeah, that's it, man. Now, next, I think I'm going to. I gotta clean up my exhaust. Yeah, I'm gonna throw the Bartolone back on. I'm just gonna polish her up. Use this. Just give her a little cleaning here. Had this pipe for a while. All right. I also have a Victory pipe that I ceramic coated over here. I used to run a Victory when the track used to have long straightaways, so I would get more RPMs out of the Victory RC. But most of the time, the Bartolone stayed on there. But just more power, it would romp more, come off the line better. Once you come out of a jump, or you're in a little tight area, a little curve, you romp on that throttle. I felt that the Bartolone gave me that extra oomph. But when there was long straightaways, when I wanted that mile per hour, the Victory was the one. It would help this engine scream a little more. But all right, over here, somewhat all polished up. I'm still gonna have fingerprints all over it, so I'm not done. I gotta mount the pipe. I'm gonna go look for my gaskets. You guys mess with this, you should always have gaskets, exhaust gaskets, intake gaskets for the block, for the carburetor, and for the air filter gaskets. You should always have them in stock. What is this? You know, there's some people out there, but I don't understand how they think, bro. They keep reusing the same garbage, and they're ripped. They're fucking done, and then they have issues with tuning. All right, so here's a look at my gaskets. All right, I got my exhaust gaskets and my intake gaskets. All right, so here we go. We got exhaust gaskets. All right, I usually like to put some RTV silicone with these. And you got copper, probably my favorite exhaust gasket is these copper ones. You know, you can reuse them. It's reusable. I'm probably just gonna do this one today, and probably without silicone. I do like to use like copper gasket maker, a touch, but I'm planning on removing this engine in the future. It's not gonna be like this too long. So, you know, taking off and on headers, and I'm not going to be over there with silicone. So, alright, so if you do want a copper exhaust gasket, here's the part number. Okay, from DDM. You know, my local hobby store also has them. Here's the Zenoa, stock Zenoas. Good too, they're really cheap. You know, should always have them in stock, guys, man. So part number for the Zenoa ones, here it is, FD223. Intake. All right, here you have insulator gasket. Boom, look at that. Make sure you align your holes correctly. All right, you got holes on the top and bottom here, and then we have these as well. All right, this is what it's just a different gasket, different company that makes these, same thing. All right, this gasket here is actually similar to this one. All right, this is a Zenoa carburetor gasket, AV501. Bolts. Make sure you guys got extra bolts. So there's a part number. When you bolt down your header from your pipe onto your motor, make sure the threads are clean. Okay, clean them out. You gotta clean that out. If you have to, put some Nitro Blast or brake cleaner here. Clean that thread out. Okay. If it's somewhat stripped, now's the time to tap them. All right. What you should be using on here is high heat Loctite, which I don't have any here. But what I'm gonna do is use some red Loctite. This is a better look at the Zenoa exhaust gasket. It's like metal. It's like sandwiched. It's thin. Alright, the problem with these is once you use them, they're done. You know, most likely if you remove it, they'll rip or they'll be crushed and you won't have a good seal when you reuse them. So that's the only thing with these. That's why it's such a good price. You use it one time, throw it out the next time you remove it. Alright guys, so here it is, all ready to go. Okay, alright, so I'm just going to cover these holes up. Okay, just a closer look. Wait till she dries. Filled up both sides. Make sure no water gets in there, no moisture. Alright, top and bottom and right and left. And in the middle.